Thank you very much, Ram and Namita, those kind words. It's always a pleasure to come to Bangalore. I'm a Bangalore boy. I grew up here, not too far away. My mother still lives in Bangalore. So any invitation to speak in Bangalore, I normally accept it because it gives me the advantage of coming and spending time with my mother. So what am I going to speak today or converse with you today about? Unknowing? Okay? Okay. This is what I'm going to discuss today. The mobile market globally, mobile advertising globally, the Indian handset market, what's happening there, and what are the fundamental changes I see, what's data usage looking like in India, and the mobile advertising opportunity of India. Okay, so this is what I'm going to cover for you over the next 20-25 minutes, and then we'll have some Q&A. First, the world has 7 billion people. I think last October, the world crossed 7 billion people. There are 5 billion mobile phone users in the world. There are 2 billion TV sets, 1.5 billion PCs, and 1 billion cars. Now, if you look at that order, cars started 1900s. I think the Ford Model T was one of the first big, runners, 1913 or so. Okay, PC started 30-40 years ago. Okay, television sets in India started in 1959. I think commercial broadcast 1940s or so. No technology in the world, no technology has permeated so quickly like mobile phones. In 20 years, mobile phones has reached almost every single corner of this world. If you look at the big technologies, railways took, I think, 125 years or so to get to 80% of the world's countries. Airlines took some 65 years. If you look at mobility, mobility took 16 years to reach 80% of the world. Okay? No technology has reached this quickly ever before, and I don't think ever again. Now, a lot of people, when mobility started, saw it as something which was only at the top end. They could not have been more wrong. Mobility, in fact, has been the biggest bridge in the infrastructure gap of many an emerging market. Mobility has compensated for almost every single infrastructure deficiency, be it distance, be it cost, any single thing. Okay. Today, you're far more productive. You don't need to go see people. You call them up. Today, you want information. You get it. You just don't need to waste money on petrol or any of those things at a very basic level. So the most penetrated category today in the world is this, apart from food and air. Food, air, mobile phones. That's what I keep saying. The most penetrated categories in the world. In a sense, you can't live without it. Of the 5 billion mobile phones in the world, we have 1 billion smartphones and 4 billion feature phones. Okay. But the dividing line between those two categories is blurring, and I will talk about that later on. Okay, so this is the big picture for you. Here's a technology which in 20 years has literally swept the world. Mobile data traffic. A lot of people say, yeah, mobile phones is about voice. Sure. But what we are seeing right now is the huge surge in data. A huge surge in data. And this is happening more in emerging markets, much more in emerging markets than ever before. It's happening in India right now as I speak. These are all exabytes, but look at the projection to 2014. It's pretty big. Okay. Why is this important? As voice becomes commoditized, from a price point for an operator, his only chance is to drive data. So hence, strategically, it's very important for the operator to drive this. It's extremely important for anybody who has anything to do with apps or content, specifically video. For anybody in that area, this is a big opportunity. Okay? And a lot of this is going to happen on the mobile phone. Mobile network speeds are going to virtually not double, but increase 9-fold by 2016. Why is this? Most of the world is going 3G. 3G is its infancy in India, but most of the world is going 3G. Then you have LTE coming up. So speed is not the issue anymore. Speeds are there. When you have good speed, especially on mobile phones, the first things we see is video moves up dramatically. Pictures move up dramatically. It is no longer plain text. The higher value added services move up significantly. And that's going to be a big benefit. Speed is also very important. If you look at India, a constrained economy for many years, most people were price sensitive in India. That's changed now. They're more value sensitive. But one trend I see in India from consumers is most people are getting time sensitive now. There are already businesses who are running on being time sensitive. Domino's Pizza is a great example of time sensitive. 30 minutes will deliver, else money back. Indigo is a great example of time sensitive. So imagine businesses which are both price sensitive and time sensitive. And I believe this business will be that. A unique combination of price sensitive and time sensitive. And speeds, and I can tell you young people are so impatient when they are on their mobile phones. Okay? They press and they want the answer like that. They just don't even wait that nanosecond. They're absolutely impatient. Okay? If there's one criticism of mobile phones, it's made definitely most of society, and especially Indian youth, very impatient. Okay? They send a message, and next thing they're looking, has that person got the message? Why hasn't he replied? Why haven't I got anything? So extremely impatient. So this combination of time sensitive and price sensitive is going to be a big one, and mobile and the speeds will help you there. The total mobile advertising market, 11.6 billion. In 2011 was 6.3, growing at 85%. That's a very small base. If you look at the total component of all advertising, it's peanuts. Okay, all advertising is significantly bigger. It's absolutely very, very small, but one of the fastest growing segments. Okay? This is both a 1 to a million, a 1 to a billion, and a 1 to 1 opportunity. You can do all. It is the ultimate in mass personal customization. That's what I call it. It's the ultimate in mass personal customization, this mobile advertising. All the data I see, I know in any time when you have new medium coming through, people invariably question the efficacy of the medium, what is the proof, give me data, etc. And everybody who says that in my book starts with a loser mentality. If you have new medium, the marketer needs to have the courage and the guts to ride it. It is not dependent on the other guy to give you the proof. This is a very important point. Let's look at India. In 1984, when television started, I had not started my career, but I've read about it enough times. In 1984, when television started, most of the traditional big advertisers, who were big advertisers in print and outdoor till then, didn't advertise on television because they were looking for numbers. Show me numbers, give me proof, etc. The three brands which actually wrote television in 1984 and benefited immensely for those first 5 years were Nirma, Vico Vajradanti, and Vicks. None of them was a big print advertiser or outdoor advertiser. They just believed in the power of television as a medium, and they became a very big mega brands. The traditional advertisers didn't pick television. It took the traditional advertisers 6 to 7 years to pick television. The same will happen in mobile advertising. Okay, people will keep asking you, if you're selling the space, for more and more proof. I think what you need to tell them is, trust your gut and instinct. This will fly. It's already flying. Okay, we see it flying already, and we know that. So, a lot of potential here. Mobile coupons receive 10 times higher redemption rates. Okay, because this is a device with you which is omnipresent. There's nothing else with you omnipresent, more than your shirt and trouser compared to this device. It has to be. You have to be interacting with it all the time. Okay? A lot of people talk of time management, and most good time management is in two parts. One is how you use your traditional time, your office time, etc. More important is how you use your dead time. Okay? Your time on the flight, your time in the car, etc. Mobile today fills in 90% of your dead time. For anybody, 90% of the dead time you have in a day is filled in by the mobile phone. And that's why anything on the mobile phone, people will interact, respond, do whatever it is. They go back to it. So this is a great device which is not cutting into your normal time, but using much more of your dead time productively. Impact of mobile phones, okay, and you can see that list. Reasons for in-store purchase abandonment among USA smartphone users. This is last year. Found it online for a better price. Found it another store for a better price. One of the biggest benefits of mobile online is price comparison. Okay, this is both good and bad. It is very good for your sector. It's very bad for the physical retailer. Checking prices online is destroying price premiums and profitability offline. So any company which has a mix of both models, retailing online and offline, have a serious challenge because their overall profitability is down. The retailer profitability physically is something that you need to look at. This is the single biggest use of the mobile phone straight away, comparing prices. Okay, seeking information, obvious, comparing prices. Okay, this is big one. Will happen in India also. It's already happening. The Indian market, the feature phone market, if 2011 was 100, in 2017 will be 90, about a 10% reduction. If you index 2011 at 100, the smartphone market will grow 9-fold in the next 6 years. 9-fold in the next 6 years. Now, here's a topic I've been debating with a number of journalists and people in the industry over the last 5 years. Who defines what a smartphone is? Okay, a smartphone cannot be defined by specifications. In the past, we said a QWERTY keypad, a camera, memory, email, a smartphone. They're all passé. I believe a smartphone is defined by the consumer. It is not defined by tech specifications. Tomorrow, a $20 phone with what Pradeep called NFC technology, if somebody could make payments on a $20 phone, that's a very smart phone for that consumer. If a $40 phone, somebody can see video, listen to music, it's a very smart phone. Phones in emerging markets are actually the convergence devices. Everybody talks of convergence, that's a different form of digital convergence. Okay, digital convergence for me is the ability to pack a radio, a camera, a laptop virtually, everything into a small device. The ultimate consumer durable convergence has happened with the mobile phone. The dividing line between a smartphone and a feature phone is blurring every day. Today, $50 phones and $60 phones, $70 phones are 3G enabled, and they can do everything which a $300 phone did 2 years ago. Let me give you a simple stat which will tell you how powerful these devices are. In 1969, Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. Today, a $50 phone has more technology than what the lunar module had in 1969. Okay, that's what phones have done. Okay, it's that powerful. What's happening with smartphones? There are some physical characteristics of the smartphone which are changing, which is what is important to know. The screen size is changing dramatically. Earlier, if you had a 1-inch screen on a basic phone, today a 3-inch screen on a normal phone is basic. It's normal. A 3-inch phone on a smartphone was a luxury 3 years ago. Okay, so screen sizes are becoming bigger, number one. Second, touch is becoming the dominant form factor. What does touch do? It takes away completely the pressure of understanding the operating system. You don't need to be an engineer to decode how to run your phone anymore. One of the biggest successes of Nokia was because of its easy user interface. A lot of our competitors were very confused and very difficult to navigate. With touch, especially for women and children, this is something we see. Smartphones with touch make the whole power of enjoyment of a mobile phone much easier for women and children. There's a whole new segment coming in. Earlier, the smartphone segment was dominated by alpha male categories. No longer today. The phone, the smartphone today, is accessible and fun for kids, for women, and for the alpha male, all three. Okay, so smartphones are changing fundamentally in the screen, in the touch, in the capacity. They're changing dramatically. So they're becoming virtually an encyclopedia of your life. A good smartphone is virtually an extension of your life. It's the storage of your life, its memories, its thoughts, everything. That's what it's becoming. Smartphones in some parts of the world are way up there. Japan is a great example. 5 of the top 10 movies last year were mobile movies. 5 of the top 10 books last year were mobile books in Japan. Okay? I believe things like online shopping will follow a very Japanese model in India. Okay? The Japan model is possibly the leading edge model right now, and Indian model will follow that. So this is smartphones. Great opportunity. India is one of the biggest markets for smartphones and overall mobile phones. India is the third largest mobile internet base. Okay, you've seen the numbers of America. America, I think, is about 70% penetration. China is about 38. India total base is about 120 million. Okay, mobile internet users 120. Total data capable handset base double that, 240. Total handset base, individual owners is 600 million. Many have dual SIM, and 5 to 10% have multiple phones. Okay, that's what adds up to that 800, 850 base that everybody talks about. But unique users, 600 million. Data users, 240 million. Mobile internet users, 120. That mobile internet user is one of the fastest growing base in the world right now. This is mobile internet traffic, and you'll be happy. And the organizers couldn't have timed this better. This quarter, if you look at it, this quarter, the total internet on mobile has crossed the total internet logged on via desktop. It doesn't mean desktop is declining. Okay, but the rapid hockey stick growth of internet on the mobile is huge. And this will only accelerate in the future. This will accelerate in the future. Okay, so today, 52% of internet is being logged on via the mobile phone in India. I believe this will become 80% in the next 1 year. It will become 80% in the next 1 year. Okay, so your fraternity better be prepared to monetize this, to benefit from it. Globally, only 12% of all traffic is from mobiles on the internet. Countries like India, countries like Indonesia, etc. are very important. Especially for developers, I'd give you a very simple advice. Look at all the countries which have a population of more than 100 million. Today, there are 11 countries in the world with a population of more than 100 million. Okay? 20 years from now, there will be 16 countries with a population of more than 100 million. You really want mobile internet, track that list, that's all. In that list of 11 today, there are only 2 developed economies, America and Japan. America with 300 million, Japan with 140 million. 20 years from now, only those 2 countries will exist. All the other 9 countries in today's list and the 14 countries of 20 years hence will all be mobile internet markets. They'll all be mobile internet markets. Okay, so this change of 12% into 50% will happen in double quick time as those big markets move. Feature phones, driving data, and not smartphones. A lot of people think smartphones means automatically higher base, etc. If you look at the Opera Mini data, these are the top 10 handsets in India. And I'm not putting this because I'm from Nokia, but those are the exact stats. 9 of the top 10 are Nokia models, X201, 2690, 2700, 5130, C1, C201. The price range of these, Nokia 5233 could be $160, $180, and a basic phone could be as much as $30. And then you have a MOI E800, which is a BenQ model. Okay? So this is what we are seeing in terms of logging on today. These are all feature phone led, because this is where the big volume is. So monetizing this and catering to this is the biggest sweet spot right now. Extensive video downloads are fueling growth. Again, we've said this for many, many years. It's about video in India. It will be big. I remember when we used to say it 5 years ago, people would say, yeah, but video has failed in UK, video has failed somewhere else, etc. Those economies and the society structure is very different from here. Okay, our infrastructure still is not good enough. If you want to make a video call today, in the same cell tower it is very good, between 2 cell towers it is not good. Till the quality picks up, we'll have a problem. Okay? Most people think that video download, movies, video calls are obvious. They will happen. I believe the bigger one which will happen in India is women shopping with video. They will go to each shop, they will stream it, they will send it to their friend, etc. What do you think of this red shoe? What do you think of this blue bag? What do you think of this yellow top, etc.? The whole concept of shopping for women will change dramatically with video. All our work with women says that. You have to reimagine, because these are not technologies which we've grown up with, where there are limits. That's what's happened in most Western worlds. There's a society which decides what you do with the technology. Here is uncharted territory. And that's why we are finding so many different uses of a simple concept called video. So video is going to be big for us. The key thing is the structure, the infrastructure has to back it. Okay, if it's there, I think this is a huge monetization issue. Next, imagine if this really happens, the 30-second TV spot on television, now you can make it as personal as you can on a 4-inch screen or a 5-inch screen, which is a mobile phone. Okay, today that's a challenge. Okay, so tomorrow it won't be a challenge at all as video picks up. Mobile advertising market in India, various definitions, but we estimate it to be about 180 crore, growing at about 40% per annum at this point of time. Okay, is this big? Not yet. Okay, I believe a medium becomes big if it's at least 1,000 crores. At least 1,000 crores. Okay, then everybody sits up and takes notice. But I believe this will get there. Give it 2-3 years' time, it will get there. It has to get there because all the other facilities are in line. It won't be difficult. The penetration of mobile phones is growing, smartphones is growing, video is growing. Why won't this become big? Okay, so bet on this for the future. What are the key drivers? Display, search, SMS. That's what we think. I don't need to elaborate on that. I'm sure each and every one of you knows this. Future drivers, location. We see this as a big one. Locations, applications, video will be very big. We started this concept of location and maps about 5 years ago. I think we were early in the market, and we made some mistakes. We had maps on our phones, even our feature phones, and we said, don't get lost. Okay, reach from point A to point B. And we ran some very good advertising on that. It didn't work. You know why? In India, if you really want to know the distance, nobody is seeing the map. They just roll down their window and say, okay, where is this? It's over. So your map, a digital map, is actually competing with a physical person who knows better. Okay, who will tell you exactly where it is. Yellow building, blue bar, go there. So that's what we realized very quickly. Now again, when I go back to the time-sensitive, price-sensitive consumer, what we are recognizing in the pickup of information today on maps is young people are figuring out excitement. 8 in the night, 10 in the night, which is the joint which is open, which is a bar which is open, which is a pub which is open, where can we go hang out, what's the latest cool thing, etc. So maps are trending to go in a different direction depending on the way the youth are behaving right now. Okay, we believe in a future world. This is Nokia's stance because we have the biggest map company in our fold, which is adtech. We believe when people search by topic, it will be Google. We believe when people search by person, it will be Facebook. And we believe in a future world when people search by presence, where you are, it will be Nokia. It will be location. Okay, that's the bet we are taking. And we are seeing some very early signs of that already. It's happening in India. India, amongst the youth, is one of the biggest navigation markets right now. We are already seeing it, good, strong response. And again, this will not happen on the laptop. On the laptop, it's good. For you, when you have time, you print it out, carry it with you. On the fly, it has to happen on a mobile phone. That's what we are noticing. So in summary, the world has 7 billion people, but 5 billion mobile phones, the most penetrated category. Of these 5 billion mobile phones, 4 billion are feature phones, and 1 billion is smart devices. The definition of a smartphone and feature phone and the dividing line between them is blurring. Speed is going to multiply in the next few years, 9 times virtually till 2016. That means that the time-sensitive consumer will have an enormous opportunity via his mobile phone. It's a huge opportunity for marketeers as well as developers. Data, the strategic reason to drive data would be for all operators to improve their profitability and drive their business up. voice is becoming a commodity in most emerging markets. Okay? A smartphone is defined by the consumer and not by specifications. A smartphone is defined by usage. Okay? And that's what we find in an emerging market like India. Apps will be big. The concept of mobile advertising will be big. I believe today it's at 180 crores. It has the potential to get to 1,000 crores very quickly. There'll be a shakeout, but it'll be a very significant chunk of most people's investments. If you look at young people today, they trust the voice of their friends and they trust the digital medium far more than the physical medium, which is what most brands are conversing on. Okay? They really trust their friend's opinion much more. Location, we believe, will be a big thing, just as searching for a topic was a big thing and searching for a person was a big thing. Okay? So that's all I had to say, ladies and gentlemen. I finished in my 20 minutes. I'm more than happy to take some questions. I don't know, where's